All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lincoln Rose Gallery. Today we are going to be talking with Shannon Mello, the current artist showcasing her newest body of work here at the gallery, Temperament of Nature. You can see here. So everybody say welcome to Shannon Mello. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. If you don't mind, maybe just kind of let us know a little bit about yourself.
So I have been an encaustic artist. Well, I'm a local encaustic artist in Colorado Springs. I have been up until COVID a middle school art teacher for the last 10 years. So I've been involved with the community. Well, of course, the students of the community, but just getting my artwork out there since 2018.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I'm just kind of walking through, showing a few of your pieces here. And there are a couple that we would like to maybe kind of highlight, if you don't mind. So this next piece here that I'm going to be coming up, not this one, this next one here, titled Foam and Mist. It is very unique, very beautiful. If you don't mind, maybe tell us a little bit about it.
So this was fun. One of my draws to encaustic art is that you can embed so many different materials. So in this case, this one has mica, which is an actual mineral found in Colorado Springs. My family and I, like literally my kids will go on mica hunts on any given Sunday. But not only is there mica, there's alcohol inks, there's oil pastels, and pan pastels, and actually shellac burn. So there's all of these materials that you can embed in this initial medium that really help to kind of create the diversity and depth, I think, within each piece.
Beautiful. Well, as you can see, kind of zooming in on here, there is lots of beautiful detail work with this piece. And you guys are welcome to come by the gallery and see these beautiful pieces of work for yourself. I'll let you know about our hours here in just a few. But there is another piece that I want to kind of highlight right over here. This piece is titled Tension. So
yeah.
I want to talk about this one.
So this one is funny because I was telling people that it's honestly almost like an adult coloring book where you're in the zone, you're in a flow. What I do, so the way it creates this cellular pattern on the encaustic. So encaustic is literally a mix of wax, beeswax, and resin. So I have all of these layers, if you can imagine, on the wood base that I'm working with, the cradled panel. And then I use something called a shellac burn, shellac, just like your furniture shellac. So like a clear polyurethane almost. I'll mix pigments with it. And in this case, I did a dark pigment. I brushed the shellac onto the encaustic, and I use my torch, and that's what creates these cellular patterns. So here's where it gets a lot of fun, or becomes a lot of fun, is where when I burn the shellac, it breaks up and then just creates these tiny little cells that is honestly like an adult coloring book. Like you're in this zone where you're just starting to add color and detail. Those are some of my favorites, and they've ended up being just so much fun and just a really nice example of getting into the flow of your artwork.
That is so awesome. Very cool. I love the connection to the adult coloring book because we all, even as adults, we need those little creative things that remind us of childhood.
Yeah.
So, awesome. All right. And so then I think, if you don't mind, this big piece behind,
yes,
right next to your show title, it is big, it is beautiful, it is gorgeous. So if you want to maybe tell us a little bit about this piece.
So this piece definitely, I mean, I think, in my opinion, there would be, if if an artist said that they didn't feel attached to a piece, I would say, oh, come on. Like this piece I really feel attached to. There was a specific morning. I'm originally from Michigan, right on Lake St. Clair. And this piece in particular reminds me of a time that I took my son on a trip in a kayak, and it was complete fog covering the lake. Complete fog. I mean, you could not see a thing. And being in the kayak with him, it was kind of like, and he kept, of course, calling it froggy instead of foggy. But I think it simplifies things when I look at it from his eyes, like this is where we are, this is where we are right. Um, that piece reminds me of the horizon line and the fog breaks in the fog. But I also to embed kind of a part of Colorado. I know that sounds so strange, but I wanted to combine the two in order to make this almost like new world with two different locations combined so that it still depicts this part of my life with another part of my life. Um, I love this piece. I'm totally attached to it. Um, it's definitely inspired by Lake St. Clair in Michigan and
Awesome.
Colorado.
Yeah, like a nice happening of both together.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to maybe continue walking through here. And I did actually have a couple of questions that came from a few of your followers, if you don't mind. The first question would be, are you driven more by process or by product?
So the questions it kind of cracked me up because I taught at an international baccalaureate school where it is so process driven and hands down 100% process. Um, because and I know I mentioned flow a little bit ago, but flow is everything. Like I usually listen to audiobooks, for instance, when I'm creating art. And I couldn't tell you sometimes what I'm listening to because I'm in a zone when I'm creating this artwork. And I think that speaks volumes of, when an artist can't stop creating, it just comes and it just is portrayed within their artwork. So 100% hands down, always process, always process.
Always process. Awesome. So let's see, our next question would be, and you did kind of touch on it a little bit, but let's go a little bit deeper. What are you most inspired by?
Um, I would say, actually 100% of my work is inspired by nature. There are some pieces where I love to, and I used to do a project with my eighth graders that was almost like a human made versus nature project because I love visual tension. Um, and a lot of my work will show tension, whether it's with contrast, um, complementary colors, for instance. Now that I'm looking at that one, um, yeah. But if I can incorporate some sort of visual tension, I think that's where a lot of it comes from, and it's always inspired. Nature's always included. Absolutely, nature's always included. With all of my pieces, whether it is man-made versus or human-made versus nature, or just completely based on nature.
Awesome. I love that. And your pieces, at least for me, definitely I see nature and inspiration with it in all of it and all the layers and the beautiful colors, and it's just awesome. So I do have one more question, and I think this might be one that a lot of your followers are dying to find out. Shannon, do you take commissions? Do you do commissions?
I do. I do. I have people contact me about some place or scene that is sentimental to them. I'm really big on sentimental work, so I definitely connect with those for sure. But yes, I am open for commissions. if people let me know that they saw my work with Lincoln Rose, that is extremely helpful. And that helps, of course, with supporting communities. So 100% open.
Okay, and what would be the best way for somebody to get in contact with you if they were looking to hire you for a commission?
So my website, probably shannonmelloarts.com. They can email me. All of my contact information is available on shannonmelloarts.com. Or of course, if they're following me on social media already.
Awesome. Well, great, Shannon. Is there anything else that you would like to include or say before we wrap this up?
No, I think that is it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us virtually today. We definitely wanted to have a little in studio in the gallery get together, but we have to be safe and keep everybody safe. And so thank you everybody for joining us virtually. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions for the gallery or for Shannon. We do have just a couple more opportunities for you to come by and see this show in person. We're open today until 5 p.m. And then we're open on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, from 12 to 5. So come on by. Otherwise, you can see all of her beautiful work on our website, lincolnrosegallery.com. You can find her on her Instagram. And Shannon, what is your Instagram? Remind me.
My Instagram is actually at Mellow Encaustics.
Okay, so at Melon Encaustics. So a bunch of ways to reach out, and we hope to see you. And please support your local artists, even if it's just coming by and checking out the work. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you, Shannon, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.